Hello and welcome to Authentic Travel Podcast. I am your host, Sonia and I am an investor in positive transformation through counseling, life coaching, speaking, and also writing books. Have you read my book yet? Inner Harmony, Resilience Beyond Chronic Stress and Burnout. This book is available on Amazon and also on my website, www.asebconsultancy.com. On this podcast, we talk about our mental health, emotional well-being, and also our holistic well-being in order for us to thrive authentically. This is a safe space for you to speak about soulful truth and talk about the things that will help you to come back to yourself and regain your self-awareness. Welcome to the Authentic Podcast once again. On this episode, I am going to be speaking to two lovely ladies. I've got AJ and Safinat. So, Safinat, I'm going to come to you first. If you could please introduce yourself to our guests, our followers, and so they'll know much more about you.
Okay, thank you, Sonia. Thanks for having me on here. My name is Safinat Emengo. I am the founder of Mabel V. Lupus Foundation in Abuja, Nigeria. So basically, I'll just try and summarize myself. I carry so many hats on, but I'll leave a lot out of it just for the purpose of this program. Yeah, so basically, I have a Lupus Foundation in Abuja where we try to encourage support and cater for people with lupus. I'm also a lupus patient. So this was one of the reasons why I decided to do my own part by trying to help. So been doing this for about 5 years now. And hopefully we're hoping that we're able to spread more awareness about lupus, reach out to more people, not just in Nigeria, in Africa, around the world, just speak as much as we can about lupus and see how we can help. Yeah, so that's basically a summary about me.
Thank you very
I'm a
much.
mother, I have 3 kids. Forgot to add that. Sometimes, that's
All
basically about
right.
the summary. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Safinat. And
thank you. So,
you're welcome. And I just podcast that was also uploaded. If you go on my YouTube, I'm sure you'll be able to see. So I really don't need to introduce that, but I'll just get her to just say briefly for people that have not seen that episode. So AJ, if you just introduce yourself briefly, so that's yeah.
So my name is EJ, a CK. So I also have lupus. I've been diagnosed with lupus. I'm currently doing my PhD on lupus, on the lived experience of lupus, and I'm also a therapist by profession.
Thank you very much, ladies. I really do appreciate your time. So we're just going to dive right in. And from my discussion with EJ, I noticed that the condition mimic a lot of other conditions. So Safina, I'm just going to ask you for people that are going through different tests, they are falling ill frequently, or they're falling ill at one point or the other, and really they don't really know what they are treating because when they treat any of the diagnosis, it doesn't really the healing is not forthcoming the way they anticipated. So for people that are already going through these stages, they don't know yet if it's lupus. What can they do for them to be able to go towards that direction and get the right diagnosis?
okay, I'll say because, like you rightly said, it mimics other illnesses. There are some common signs that one can tell if you probably would have lupus. So sometimes you could have sensitivity to sunlight. Sometimes you could have joint pains, hair loss, the butterfly rash that comes across the face. It comes, so they call it the butterfly rash because it comes across your face like that spot. Yeah, so I usually would say to people, if you have 3 to 5 of the signs of lupus, please see a rheumatologist for proper testing so they'll be able to determine if you do have lupus. And if you do have lupus, they'll be also able to determine what type of lupus you've got because there are various types of lupus. Like, for instance, you have the discoid lupus, you have the systematic lupus, you even have lupus that affects children as well. Yeah, so they would need to determine what type of lupus and also try to tailor treatment to the particular individual. when you say something mimics other illness, it's different for everybody.
Yes.
So the bit where you have to find out, okay, does this person actually have lupus? You find that out. What type of lupus does this person have? How do we tailor the treatment to suit this particular individual? So these are all the cumbersome nature that comes with lupus and trying to identify or find solution to it.
Oh, wow. Safina, thank you
Yeah.
for that very insightful share. I didn't even know there were different types of lupus as well. I didn't know that. So now you've also pointed out that it also affects children as well. So people need to be on the lookout that it's not just like an adult condition, it can also affect children as well. AJ, in the UK, what do you think is mostly the challenges that people are facing? Because like one thing I know, this ailment does not show in the face, right? And I know that there are some people when they see you, um, they are like, you don't have any disability. Why are you claiming this privilege? For someone that is already, because I know that's one of the challenges, for someone that is going through that in the UK, what are the things they can do, like in the workplace or getting other people to understand where they're coming from? What are the things they can do that will help them?
I think for like the UK on paper there's a system which shows that like if you have any ailments that you can um identify that you have a health condition
Hmm.
that's affecting you that might affect your work and all that.
Yes,
So because it's not physically shown, so
yes,
no one knows what you're going through. No one knows that you are unable to get out of bed or you're unable to walk or
hmm,
you're in pain.
yeah,
So there's this article and people use that statement, you don't look sick, you know.
yes,
So basically it's that system of adjusting work times, making as in combining, and there's some people that I've spoken to, like I've interviewed here in the UK that talked about hybrid work is very helpful so that
hmm,
you work from home. And if you're able to go to
Mm.
the office if it's once a week, you'll be able to do that. If your work is adaptable for you to be able to have some days that you can work from home. And there are people that cannot work full time. Someone like me, I can't do full time.
right.
It's very difficult for me because I'm always fatigued. So it's that adjustment of when you apply for work, you wouldn't feel stigmatized
Yes.
to say, you know what, I can't do part time, I can only do full time. I can't do from such time. And it's that adjustment. If workplaces can adjust to our
Mm,
health condition to see that things are adaptable for us. So finding a workspace that for me stairs is something that is complicated for me. So whatever I'm doing, I need to use the lift. You might be with some co-workers and they're like, oh, let's use the stairs, and you're like, I can't use the stairs. The
mhm,
look like, why can't she use the stairs?
yeah.
Um body shaming, yeah, because sometimes when you're on steroids, your face get bloated, you gain a lot of weight. So over the
Yeah.
years, I've been way so big, and people look at you and like, oh, you've added watch what you eat, though. Don't eat too much, and this and that. That's there is you. I think with lupus made me not judge people when I see them.
Mm, mm, mm,
Never know what that person is going through. You can see someone, oh, that person has added so much weight. She's so fat. But you don't know you don't know the medications they're on. You don't even know what's happening in their lives. So weight, um, adapting the workspace. So be it in hot weather, making sure that it's cooled down, and when it's cold, making sure that it's warm enough because when it's too cold, your joints are stiff, your fingers are stiff. So all those adjustments are very necessary. And I think another thing is disability system.
mm,
Yeah. And I know people are very skeptical about, oh, I don't want to appear disabled, or I don't want to be attached to this disabled kind of thing. It took me a while to do that, to like accept it, even in my house, to get accept for my stairs to be adapted. Because I had that fear. So when someone comes to my house, they will see a stair lift, oh, you know, and it's not my mom, it's me. So it comes to a lot of stigma. But at the end of the day, for me to accept that has enabled me to get better
Yes.
rather than struggling every time I have a surgery and I need to struggle to get up the stairs or to be a burden to my mom to worry how she'll take me up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
One thing the UK is like disability system, and I know now they're talking about cutting down on PAP and all that. It's going to affect so many people with health issues, health conditions, especially those that are not physically the same. One, because you can assess somebody based on the fact that you look at her today and she's walking,
Mm.
and you
Mm.
assess them and you feel like, oh yeah, you're healthy, get a job, you know. But that's not the true story. You know, they can come the next day, they're unable to do anything. They can look okay, but they're not functioning.
Yeah.
But I think is that rather than assessing people just by their look, just by the day they are okay, when the rest of the week you might assess them on the day they are feeling okay. And the
Yes.
rest of the week they're not feeling okay. So you're judging them based on you seeing them. Why not base your assessment on their medical reports?
Yes.
Because that says the story. That is just that this person has this is affecting this. What are the treatments this person is going to? How is the frequency of those treatments? Or the doctors are able to write that if you're seeing a rheumatologist here in England, you know. So rather than force people or make people feel so bad to even associate or come out to say, oh, I'm this, I'm that, because they will feel judged, they will feel that they will not be believed. Because trust me, if sometimes when I look at myself in the mirror, if not about the way I feel, I would judge myself as okay.
Mm.
That's just one thing that is wrong. Like I've packed in a disabled day and someone came to me and said it's for disabled people.
The audacity.
So it's just so there's so many, it's just that judgment. Some works are very good. I would not Most of the places I've worked have been able to adapt my work schedule. If
Mhm.
I have an appointment, tell them I can't do this time because of my house. I've had that accessibility. So in my part, I would say I've been blessed
Yeah.
to be able, when I went back to work, to be able to work part-time, to be able to show them that, okay, this is my illness. And I've not felt discriminated against because of my health condition. That
Okay.
I would say. There are people that might say that they have felt discriminated against because of
Mm.
my health. But I'm always upfront with that. So I know if you're kicking me out at first because of that, just do it now. So it's not like when I've gotten into the door, I'll get kicked out. It's just that first and I say, this is what I have. This is how it affects me. And I think if more people start owning up to that, it would be better to show more awareness that, okay, we want to work. It's not that people do not want to work. It's just that there are limitations. And if workplaces are adapted to suit those limitations, people can function. So,
Wow. Thank you very much, EJ. I like the fact that you said you're very upfront. A lot of people are really fearful. It's not like they want to lie. It's not like they want to deceive you. It's just that they are really, really worried. If I tell you the truth, what is going to happen? How are you going to treat me? How is he going to be able to see my skills and my talent and my ability to be able to fulfill this job description? Or you're just going to see the condition and no longer me. So if you're out there and you're feeling like that, that's a very sound advice that Ija has given. Be upfront with your employer, be upfront with people that you're working with so that they will know. Now, if they do not understand, then that is their choice. And like she said, if you will just want to get rid of me, not better just do it so I don't have any disappointment or any expectations based on my own expectation of what you're supposed to do for me. Now, Safina, I'm gonna come back to you because that same question is what I'm gonna ask you. How are people dealing
Okay.
with this, the challenges that people are facing as regards to working in Nigeria? Because that's just the UK version we've heard. I don't know how it is in Nigeria. Please, can you enlighten us?
Okay, I'm very sure you probably have an opposite idea from what EJ is saying. It's pretty tough.
Mm.
Reasons are this. The system, like we don't have proper policies that guides people with disabilities in Nigeria. We do. It's not properly established. Yes, they are there, but they are not fully functional, if I might say.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk about people thinking about what others will say, I don't know if it's an African traditional thing. I don't know. Sometimes someone is actually not feeling well and they'll say, oh, no, don't tell me I'm not feeling well. I can't say I'm not feeling well. I feel strong. It doesn't really sit well with me most time, but this is me now. People say, oh, they don't want to say this because it sounds negative. I'm like, look, if you're not feeling well, you're not feeling well. It doesn't mean anything. Just say, I don't feel. So if you have people like that who would not even admit to saying, I don't feel well, imagine that kind of person saying, oh, I have a disability, I can't walk. Like EJ rightly said, if you don't own up to issues, because I believe if you have a problem, the first step of solving it is accepting that is a problem. If you can't accept the fact and say it wholeheartedly and say, look, I have this problem, I have a disability, I cannot walk because of this, how do you begin to solve it? Yes, in Nigeria, sometimes to even get a job is hard on its own. I'm sure that's globally, if I might say.
Yeah.
But again, you now come and say, I have a disability, I can't work. They haven't finished attending to the people that they feel are suitable for the job, and you come in. On our community, on the foundation community, we have like a community where we have quite a number of people with lupus. From stories on there, it's a big challenge. It's something that hasn't been tapped into to get a solution at all. A lot of the people on there do not work, cannot get jobs, cannot read. Most of them, I keep saying, okay, why don't you try doing a personal business? But because of the fatigue that comes with lupus, it's a bit tough. Not all of us have the same energies to push forward, you know. It's a big challenge. It's affecting a lot of us. We're trying to speak with the government agencies to see if they can create policies to aid people with disability to be able to fit into the workplace properly. Would I say I'm hoping that this will get sorted in 1 year? I don't see it happening. But of course, yes, we can start with baby steps.
Yes.
If we all agree to acknowledge that this is a big problem, the people who are the sufferers, if they agree to say we have this issue, people don't want to come out. We fear and being stigmatized when we say this.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then you can't push, because of course you have to be careful when, even me trying to explain, I'm trying to be careful because somebody can be watching this and say, oh, she's negative. Why is she not a believer? Stuff like that. If you're a believer, I believe you should have faith. In faith, you should be true to it. So if you say you're a believer, you have faith, be true to your condition, be true to what you're dealing with. That solves 90% of your problem. You know?
Yeah.
So it's a big for us back there. I know that in the UK, there's even parking lots for disability and all that. We don't have that.
Oh, wow.
You don't even find a wheelchair access. You go to schools, you don't even find that. You try to travel something, you see people trying to get on a plane sometimes. The workers, they have to lift them onto the plane. So it's a big do. It's work, general life. When you have a sickness that comes to disability, is a tough one back home. So yeah, we're hoping, we're speaking up. I mean, thankfully, some people are beginning to speak up. So we're speaking up and hoping that we'll be heard, and then maybe get some solution, no matter how small.
Yes.
I always believe in baby steps, actually.
Fantastic. Safinat, what I see there, you're battling with a lot of things. You're battling with the cultural stigma. You're battling with the religious belief around admitting that one has a condition. You're also battling with the governments that are not doing enough for its citizens. So there's a lot there to unpick in your own case when you're talking about that, because if people cannot work, I know that EJ said before in a previous interview with me that the cost of the medication, as to be expected, is very, very expensive. Now, how do people buy the medicines if they cannot work the way they should?
Before you even think of buying the medication, Sonia, you even have to think of doing the testing, right? To determine if you've got lupus. Just a rough amount off my head, if you need to get tested for lupus, sometimes it costs about 400,000 naira and above.
Wow.
There's a lady that I know who has not done the testing, but she's already taking treatment for lupus. And I'd asked her one day, I said, why are you doing this? She said, because I cannot afford the cost for the testing. But her case, she has the butterfly rash, which was very obvious on her face. You could tell, if a good doctor should see her, you could tell she's got lupus. But my only issue with that case is that how do they not identify the type of lupus she's got?
Oh, because they have
You
to
know?
identify it in order to be able to
Yes,
recommend the right medication.
yes,
Oh,
yes,
wow.
yeah. And then sometimes people with lupus don't actually just have lupus. They have other autoimmune diseases.
Oh,
So in a case like that, my worry is that you're not even getting the proper tailored treatment for you, for that lady. So you
what are
see
the
that
implications of that? What are the implications of that?
for me, she's not getting the right help at all.
Do you
What
think
if this
do you think she
under
will deteriorate?
well, so far so good. I think she keeps saying, oh, she doesn't feel better. She doesn't know if the treatment is working. So that's something she's not getting. For me, you're not getting treatment.
Wow.
It's just like somebody having lupus and you're treating malaria.
That's
You know,
dangerous. That sounds
yeah.
very dangerous.
But again, it has to do with the financial implication. It has to do with lack of policies. So these are a big problem we've got over here.
Okay, Safinat, I know you do have a foundation. Tell me more
Mm,
about your foundation.
okay. Okay, my foundation, like I said, started from just my own way of looking at, oh, how do I help? How do I give back? I've been trying to run this myself privately for 5 years. It's been tough trying to manage it because sometimes we try to help with free medication, subsidized medication. We try to also see how we can help care for people with lupus. When I say that, I mean try to see how we can contribute to their testing, diagnosis, things like that. And also, of course, give advice, support,
Mm.
and all that. I can't say it's been easy. It's been very tough. Sometimes, truly, honestly, I want to stop, but I can't stop when I look at my DMs. You
Mm.
can't stop when you listen to people's story, especially if you also have lupus. And funny enough, with lupus, like my lupus might not be as severe. Even when I feel it's severe, it might not be as severe as the next person. What I might feel is severe might be nothing to the next person, you know. So I don't know. Sometimes it's tough. We're pulling, but we're hopeful. Like we're very hopeful that soon we should be able to get some kind of help to see how we can spread out these challenges we're facing. Our challenges are mostly financial, and also policies. If you notice, I've mentioned policies like 3 times today. We do not have, in fact, I feel we don't have policies that protect or guide us health-wise. I don't know why we don't think it's important. I don't know. I don't know, maybe it's because we're not speaking up enough, so trying to see, okay, how do we move? But how do you move? Even if we want to say the government will only listen if they know,
Mm.
if they can feel the push. Because if they don't feel it, if they don't hear, sometimes you walk into a hospital, the doctors don't even know what lupus is. I'm talking about Nigeria now. Some doctors, some nurses do not know what lupus is. Yes. There was one time I had to even see, he was supposed to be a specialist doctor. I met him in Abuja and I said, I have systematic lupus. He was like, okay, you know what? Let me Google it. I would place you on the next visit. I was like, excuse you. And I was supposed to pay him specially for that visit. Anyway, still today, I don't think I ever paid. So sometimes it's that bad that even the professional you're talking to has zero idea. We lack, usually our doctors, mainly for lupus, are usually the main doctors are the rheumatologist, the nephrologist, and cardiologist as well, and the dermatologist. But sadly, in Nigeria, we have very few rheumatologists around. Very, very, very few. Some states, they don't have at all. So like somewhere in Abuja, if I'm correct, we have about 3 to 4, which is not enough.
Okay. This is just beginning to sound I don't know. It's really heartbreaking. It's very, very heartbreaking for people to have the condition is one. They are struggling to get medication is another. Struggling to even get diagnosis that they are ready to risk their life to just take a medication that will elongate their life a little bit or give them a bit of ease, knowing very well that you don't even know if you are treating the right lupus.
Yeah.
And then you are having professionals that don't even know what it is. Okay. Can you signpost people in Nigeria to the ones that you know, the people that you know that, okay, these are the hospitals that you can find a rheumatologist?
Yes. Luckily, even on the community, we have the doctors there now. So
Fantastic.
we have about 2 rheumatologists on the community WhatsApp group. We have a cardiologist, we have a dermatologist, we have a mental health coach. I forgot to mention that our mental health sometimes can be messed up. So we have that. We have a dermatologist as well. So yes, they're on the group, even in Lagos. So what we try to do as a community, we have, like, I know the person who is championing the Lupus Foundation in Lagos. I also know the person who is in Ibadan. I know the person who is in Kano. So we kind of have our own separate talks. So if there's something we see that will benefit, we have this talk. So like, oh, do you know this? Do you have this? So yes, in Abuja, if you want to see the nephrologist, I think she's in the Zenith Medical Care Hospital there. We have rheumatologists in what's the name of this hospital? If you go through the National Hospital, actually, you'll be able to access them as well. Some of them consult privately. I don't think it's appropriate to mention the private practice because, of course, yes. So, but if anybody needs to see a rheumatologist, you find any of us, you speak to EJ, come through the community, come through myself, we'll be able to tell you. If you're anywhere in Nigeria, we'll be able to tell you. Even in the East, we have communications. We know, okay, go there, go here. So yeah.
Okay. Please bear with me. I just want to be able to, because I know in the UK you are well catered for. My heart is really breaking for people in Nigeria,
Mm,
right? I just don't feel it's right. But
No.
we can't start pointing fingers. All I'm trying to do here is to be able to do my own beats. I
mm,
believe that if I do my beats, the next person do their beats, every other person do their beats. Collectively, they said every little matters, every little helps. So this
Yeah.
is why I'm just like kind of getting a little bit much more from Safinat. Safinat, is your NGO, is it registered?
Yes, it's fully registered with the Ministry of Health in Abuja.
Okay. Do you do like a GoFundMe kind of thing?
I have never done it. I have a zero clue to doing that. I don't know how to do it. So yeah.
EJ, do you know anything about GoFundMe?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I've never applied to do it. But
Okay.
that would be really good for so many people in the foundation that
Mm.
they really benefit from. I
Yeah.
think Finat will talk again about one of the ladies that is waiting for kidney transplant and all
Yeah.
that. So it's if you can help us set it up, we'll be very grateful. Seriously.
I don't mind. I don't mind showing you how to do it so that you can have access and have full control over it. With the NGO, both of you can have full control over it because s- I don't want to be the one to be in control. I want you guys to be in control of it, right? So I can show you later on how to do GoFundMe, on how to sign up for it and do everything. But now the only thing I don't know if they have a Nigerian based one and a UK based one. So whichever one they
Mm.
have, then both of you can decide if IJ is going to set up the UK one and Safinat is going to set up. Then you guys can work it out the best way you can, because I really do feel that you do need to do a lot of publicity for this,
Mm,
because there are kind people out there that will be willing to give, even if it's a one-off giving. Some people will be willing to commit to give, maybe as it
Yeah.
commit to it. I don't know, but you need to set up something.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if the World Health Organization or the UN and all of those stuff, if you've been able to tap into fundings that they also give, for health reasons as well, if you're able to tap into those funding opportunities as well, so that you can, as your NGO, be able to do much more for these people. Because I can only imagine you've got lupus as well, and people are also coming to you for support. That is going to add to your stress buckets as well, right? So I'm just thinking ways that you can get that running, and then the finances is there so that people can at least get diagnoses, and maybe their organization
Yeah.
that will be able to send you the medications and things like that. But I really do feel you need to position yourself well in a place whereby you'll be able to get. If you wait for the government, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are going to end up just dying for nothing before the government will come to your aid. So maybe this is a conversation that I will show you how to do those GoFundMe and those crowding, and then you can find funding opportunities as well within the country. And reach out to
Mm-hmm.
lupus organization outside of the country as well to see how they can point you in the right direction on what to do and how to affiliate yourself with them so that you become like an ambassador for them. These are some of the things that just come from the top of my head, because just thinking about it, I just can't imagine people not getting the support that they need. It can be very frustrating. And as for the mental health side of things, that's something that I will be willing to offer some support with. Counseling services, I don't mind offering free counseling services as at when due to people. I will outside of this interview, I'll be able to share with EJ and Safina. That will be my own contribution, and help you every now and then to publicize whatever you decide to go on the funding aspect, and drop the link in all of my episodes for people that want to support you guys to just have access to it so that they just keep supporting it. But one thing I know, that when people are supporting, they also want a lot of transparency to see how these things are going. So if you also have a way of giving this, lot of people, 5 people have been able to get their diagnosis thanks to this support, having that, your social media presence and things like that. The more you do that, the more support you are going to get, because there's no way Safinat and EJ, both of you, are going to do this alone. This is way bigger than both of you.
No, Safinat
Yeah.
has been
There's
the
been a lot of been actually.
as in 100% of all the awarenesses. She self-funds. She travels back to Nigeria to do awareness, even with her condition. Like the one we that was done this May. She went to Nigeria. She did the awareness, called TV stations. She was running around. She came back. She was running the fever. She came to Bolton. She came for the awareness in Bolton. So she's just the superwoman, and she just does it out of the of her heart. And yeah, if the GoFundMe it's a very good idea. If we can do that, it would help a lot.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. So for
So
listeners
before you
that,
go ahead, I'll just
Safina, what did you
before
say?
you go ahead, I'd like to say thank you. Yeah, I said before you go ahead, I'd like to say thank you for even offering to do all you've just said. It's highly appreciated. Would really, just the thought, just even you saying it means a lot. So I'd just like to say thank you. So yeah,
Oh,
before you go ahead.
you're welcome. Hello there. I just want to ask you a favor to subscribe, like, and share to your friends, your neighbor, your colleagues, your family, your friends, and everybody that you know. I'm really working hard to ensure that I bring useful and valuable information that will help you with your mental and emotional well-being so that you begin to thrive authentically. A lot of us will feel we have to wait until something happens before we become reactive. But with this podcast, I'm trying to give you information that will make you proactive so you don't even have anything to react to in the end, because you are looking after yourself properly. So what are you waiting for? If you have been listening, please like, share, comment on anything that resonates with you. This will help to drive our visibility. And also, if there is any other topic that we have discussed that has been a trigger or that you feel you need support with, please visit www.asebconsultancy.com. There is a 15 minutes free consultation link that you can click on right there and book to speak to one of our counselors. Thank you so much for helping to drive visibility to this platform. And also, if you have been listening on Apple, Spotify, Audible, and every other um podcast platform there. Please follow us and keep sharing. Thank you so much. Back to the program now. Don't even know what to say. I am really, really like, it takes a lot to get me to be to not know what to say. But this one, my goodness, I don't know what to say. We are talking about the Nigerian policies and everything. I'm like, so this people don't even care to have at least one fund and say, okay, at least, even if it's just a little to give, is really, really shocking. It's absolutely shocking. For people that have got lupus as well, we are going to be dropping the link of the signposting for those in Lagos, for those in Kaduna, she said, and in Abuja, Safinat, then in Bolton as well in the UK. We're gonna put IJ's contact there so that she'll be able to signpost you to the right things that you're going to do. Because I know IJ is doing quite a lot on her own as well. She is, I know, even doing a PhD on it. I know it's not easy to be doing a PhD on something, a condition that you're also going through. That would take a lot on her. So she will have more information on that, which we'll gladly share. Please don't suffer alone because we know that this condition can severely affect your mental health. Now, EJ, I know you have gone through a lot and you have been able to thrive
Mm.
regardless because of the support system that you have. For people that do not have a support system, what would you speak to that? As in, how can they begin to find the support system that will help them?
Um, that support system it's very important. I think in the group this morning we're chatting about bodying up. And
Oh,
the one of the ladies in the WhatsApp group talked and did a Google form, so, like for people in Nigeria to body up, you know, meet someone. And I think that's very important. I think when here in the UK, when with my diagnosis, I had to find Lupus UK and I had to join the Lupus UK online um platform. So
mhm,
there you can post questions and different topics and people will respond. You can, if you're feeling down, you post it. And that really helped me with counseling. In fact, there's this lady, I've never seen her face to face. She's in the US.
mm,
And I met her through that website. And we've been talking
Okay.
ever since. We've exchanged phone numbers when Facebook, we chat and all that. So it it kind of makes you feel that you're not alone, so that when you have some symptoms, you can wake up and say, okay, you know what, I'm feeling this way, and people respond. And this is way back before I even knew anything about the Nigerian community. So then it was more like people here in England with the condition. And there was a time I met up with some people,
mm,
like go for like coffee, meet up at the shop, have coffee, have chats. Um, but the only problem is sometimes it's not consistent because people are tired.
yeah.
So the day you might want, the person might be unwell, and so they're up to that. But having that, if you can find people, say online groups where people can open up about what they're feeling. Oh, someone said, "Oh, I'm having back pain," and everyone talked about, "Okay, this is what I use," or "Don't bend over," and people crack jokes to make.
Mhm,
So that is good.
yeah.
If you have a family that understands, that's key. Because after with everything, you go back to them. If I actually have pity on those that have families that do not understand.
Mm,
Um, because that's one thing. When your family, when people look at you, people think you're lazy. You know, you don't want to do anything, but they do not understand what you're going through. When we function, I will know for myself. When we function like as if there is no stopping. Like, in Nigeria, when they say motor we no get break. So
AJ.
you're you're on that full speed ahead, autopilot, because you know that when you crash, you will crash without you there's no barrier to your crashing. And the thing is, sometimes when we're on that full speed, people forget
Mm,
Yeah.
because you're trying to do everything you can at that moment that you have that energy. So, and I know for one, as in, I'm so blessed to have my mom because she she does everything like she's superwoman, yeah. But when I function, I try to do my best because it's actually very demoralizing to be a woman, to be a mother, and you come to a state where you can't physically function. So
Mm.
it's killing, yeah. So for even for yourself, when you now have that energy to you want to do something so that they will know that you're still alive, you're not dead yet,
Yeah.
that you function, you do this, and so that people will know that. But when you now do, and maybe for a period of time you've been doing, sometimes people forget. When you now slump,
Mm.
someone might just come in, why is this thing here? It has been here since. And someone like me, as in, I thank God for His grace and for the deafness of my ears when those periods come. Because I'm so deaf, like I don't
EJ.
have ears. I don't have earplugs, but then automatic earplugs are in my ear because I can't function. Yeah. So I don't. So I think it's so important if people have support systems, family support,
Mm.
because they're the ones you go back to.
Yeah.
I interviewed a lady, she's in Jamaica, that didn't have doesn't have that family support.
Mm.
And she had a child, I think, at the age of 7. And she had her lupus was so bad, she said her ears were decaying and would smell. She didn't have her mom around, or they didn't understand. No one was helping. Her sisters, they just call, oh hi, and that's it. No one was actually there. So, and if you're in that situation and you can have a child with that condition, it is a lot. So
Mm.
that family support is very essential because it's something you can follow. So you were talking about giving someone, praying for someone. Yes, praying is good, but there are things you can say to people. There are also other helps you can give to people besides praying. Yeah. God lives in all of us. They say
Yeah.
God made us in his image and likeness. That means
Yeah.
there is God in each and every one of us. So
Yes.
what Safinat is doing, she's not folding her hands and waiting for God to come down from heaven to
Mm.
do what she's doing just because there's God. She is being that presence of God in so many people's lives.
Mm.
She is playing that role. She is supporting people. She is talking to people and all that. So I pray that people have good family support systems. I pray that families do not compare. So let me direct this words to family members. If you have um, a family member that is unwell, and the family member does not have a physically determining illness that you can say, oh, this person has broken legs, they can't move, or this person has amputated arms, they can't use their hands.
Mm.
Be more understanding.
Yep.
Be patient. Do not compare. So if you have a son, do not compare your son with some other person. Oh, your age mates are there. Oh, you're this. You're a woman. Your age mates are married. You're lying there. You're in pain. Man up, woman up. You know, child up, everything up. It is depressing.
EJ.
It is depressing
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you want to, but you can't. Yeah.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
said the spirit is willing,
But the
but
flesh is weak.
weak. You cannot. So if family members could understand
Mm.
that, okay, this person, how do we help this person? Because it's in helping that person that the person begins to adjust and adapt and begins to function.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, if my mom rejected my illness and would be like, get up. Others are what get up, you be so the first instance, okay, let me break this down. The first instance, I know my diagnosis. I came back from hospital, and some of my family members that were there just said to me, "You have to be moving around so you don't deteriorate like a vegetable." That word,
Ooh.
it
Ooh.
Wow. Wow.
just come out. So I just came home from hospital. That was the first breakdown I had in England. I went to the hospital. I didn't know that I would be admitted. I was just swollen big time. So my kidneys were leaking, but I didn't know. I thought I was just reacting to the first medication they gave me. But I got in and they admitted me straight away, told me that I was unwell, that this was not a reaction to medication, that you're unwell. So after like a couple of weeks in hospital going back, some of the people that I met, not my mom,
Yeah.
when I got into the house, is like, "Oh, you're back. Okay, good." And then I struggled. I said I want to go home myself. I didn't want anyone to come and pick me because I've had the history of a child that's been on sick or very unwell. So is that story? She's always unwell. So me not being in hospital for so long, and now I wanted to prove myself as it's not me back in the day. You walk in and they say, "Oh, you have to be moving around, or you don't lie around, and you just deteriorate like a vegetable." And us Nigerians, we have that our tongues are very sharp. We make statements that are killing. I know I went upstairs to my room and I cried. I was like,
Oh,
how will this be the first statement you say to
Yep.
somebody who just came back from hospital? You will not do it. So you have to be moving around. I just came back from hospital, you know? And say, oh, you have to walk to mass. My mom then was like, you have to go to mass every day, God. And I was doing that. And I was killing myself walking to in less than 1 week. My back was swollen. I couldn't move. My temperature. They had to call an ambulance to come take me from the house to the
oh,
hospital. And then one of those relatives now came to the hospital. I was crying. Oh, I didn't know it was this bad, and I was talking rubbish. So it's good to laugh about it now, but it's just a lesson
yeah.
Yeah.
for us and for families. It's not written in the face.
Yeah.
That's why, like in Nigeria, they tell you, and we say it as a joke, you do not know who is alive. Don't fight anybody on the street. Because you can fight the wrong
Yes.
person and the
Yeah.
person drops. And
True.
you just push someone unknowingly and the person drops, and that's it. Because you do not know what someone is suffering. I interviewed a girl and she was saying that she looked at people like in Lagos car carrying like banana peels and all that under the hot sun. And most of us are very sensitive to sunlight. And you see the child sweating, but she has no option. If she slops there, the narrative would not be exhaustion or a health condition or something. It might be, oh, there's someone against their family, there's a spiritual
Yeah.
problem, there's this, there's that. So there's none. If that child wakes up in the morning and says, "Oh, I'm tired, my body's aching me," for no fault of their parents' financial system, you have to wake up. Oh, you have to wake up and go and do this thing. You don't be lazy. We're quick. But I think with what Stephanie is saying, policies for a country, Nigeria, that has should have financial capacity because we see a lot of wastage going to places that it shouldn't go. These needs can be met, but people also have to be compassionate, very compassionate. Compassion shows kindness. It's not just about getting money, but the tone you use in speaking to someone makes a lot of
Mhm.
difference. Makes the child feel I'm understood so that the little energy they have, they can use it to do something productive. But when we talk down on people, they start forcing themselves to do things which their body cannot muster the energy to do.
Mm.
So I think it is important for families to be supportive because the truth is no one knows what is coming for them tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Much uncertainty in life, so much uncertainty, but we're very quick. We're very quick in our tongues to just say stuff.
Wow. Thank you so much, AJ. There's so many things you've just shared there, and I hope a lot of people will listen. Those of you that speak before you think.
Mhm.
It's very important that you just pause where AJ started talking, replay it again, pause, rewind, replay again, so that you can digest, assimilate, and understand it. That is not everything that the eyes see that the mouth have to speak about. And if you don't have anything good to say, it's better you just keep quiet. They said even a foolish person, when they are quiet, you think they are wise.
Mm.
But they are not wise. But in their
Yeah.
silence, they are appearing wise. So
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know anything about a condition, rather than demonizing it, rather than demoralizing the person,
Mm.
please do well to be quiet and ask questions. What is actually lupus? How does it work? How does it affect you? What can you do? What can you not do? And above all, how may I help you so that I can ease this burden for you? Not just, no, 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 God forbid, God forbid. You are silencing the person. We are
Yeah.
not saying we are, all of us here, we are Christians. We are not saying you shouldn't pray, but please do well to listen to the person. Know where you're even going to pray for. If you don't know what you're praying for, how are you going to know what you want to pray for? So please ask questions and listen to understand rather than to respond to say, you are just giving up. You're not even fighting this thing. No. Hmm? You are giving up.
Exactly.
Don't give up now. You need to fight this thing. Is the thing about, is there an opponent in the boxing ring? We need to really do calm down. Seriously, sometimes and the things that I hear people say to one another, to people that are poorly, I'm like, did someone actually say that to you? They're like, yeah, they did. It just baffles me. So we really do need to be empathetic. We need to learn to bridle our tongue. Even the Holy Book says so. Learn to bridle your tongue and speak very wisely and compassionately, like she has said. This question keep burning in my heart. I need to ask Safinat. Um, have they ever explored herbal remedies? Um,
Hmm.
and if there is there anyone that they found to be effective that people could actually explore as well? If not cure, if not to help manage the condition, maybe to also help with energy and with things like that, or to build the immune system up. Is there any herbal remedies like that that both of you are aware of, or the Safinat, if you can share for us?
Okay. From experience with people that have lupus, I tend to call all of us little native doctors. When something is wrong with someone and you do not understand it, if somebody comes to you and say, "Oh, just breathe in 3 times, you'll be fine," you want to try it.
Yes.
Somebody comes to you and say, maybe if you drink your water at 1 p.m. and just swallow twice, you'll be fine. You want to try it. You want to believe that that would work for you. What I would say, I believe that what we eat is sometimes what we become, sometimes it tells on our health generally.
Yeah.
I always would tell people, be it lupus or any other thing, just try and eat healthy,
Mm.
eat balanced meals if possible, stay hydrated. You know, I don't like to talk about herbal remedies. The reason is this, because you're not sure of the quantity you're asking people to take.
Right.
I might say, oh, Sonia, just mix 2 bell peppers, put 1 onion in there, blend it, drink it. It might work for you.
Mm.
I'll say, okay, EJ, try this. It wouldn't work.
Right.
If you say herbal, it's very funny. So with lupus, I would say, if you would ask me to be my little native doctor self, I would say try and take more greens.
Right.
For myself, I try to do quite a lot of smoothies.
Mm.
So it helps me. It doesn't mean it will help the next person.
Right.
Somebody else might take the smoothies and start to stool.
Mm.
Somebody else might take these greens and throw up. So yeah, if you try healthy meals, stay hydrated, follow your doctor's advice, take your medication. I think I'd rather stick to that than trying to give
Mm.
wholesome advice on herbal remedies.
No, Safinat, you actually did give plenty more than you
I
thought.
was little
You
native
know,
beginners.
you actually shared more than you thought. Like the greens, like you said, the
Mm,
greens. There are loads of greens.
yeah.
So take the ones that will be healthy. And you saying eat a balanced diet. That's another thing again, because some people might think it's business
Yeah,
as
I kind
usual,
of say,
but take
I said,
balanced
people
diet.
take greens. Somebody might just decide that they will take greens all their life and not eat anything healthy. So that's why I say it's a very, yeah,
Balanced diet.
yes.
Yes.
People will say, like I have people saying, I can't eat bread because I have lupus. And I'm like, don't say that. It's okay to say, I have an allergy when I eat bread. I have an allergy when I eat cakes. People have those allergies. People
Yes.
can eat nuts.
Yes.
Some people can just have processed food. Some people can't have carbonated drinks. Some people
Mm.
can't have milk. So, because this thing my rheumatologist says to me, he said sometimes he tries, because there was this day I went to see him and I said to him, I said, I think my knee is seriously failing me. And he touched my knee and he said, Safinat, you're getting old. But I was still struggling to say, no, you don't understand. It's really hurting. I can't move in the morning. It feels so heavy. He said, you're getting old. That he wants me to be able to look at life and not say everything that happens to me is due to lupus.
Oh. Because I
You
was a
know,
bit confused. I was a bit confused when you said you're getting it. So he's trying to demarcate, okay, the condition
trying
is
to say,
there, but you are
yeah,
still a human being going
yeah.
through the aging process. Right, right, right.
We find a lot of people with lupus or autoimmune diseases saying, oh, what do I eat? Oh, they said I shouldn't eat this. Oh, because of lupus, if I eat this now, it doesn't stay. It's all in the mind sometimes.
Hmm.
It's all in the mind. I keep telling people, for me, I believe one of the major healing process for anyone who is poorly is your mindset.
Yes.
If you have that power to control your mind, you will see how, because there was an experiment that someone was giving out chalk, but he had cut it into the shape of tablets.
Mm.
And he said that would cure pains. People were taking it and saying, oh, I feel better.
Placebo effects.
Placebo effects, yeah.
So if you say herbal, just eat healthy, eat healthy. Try and eat all the things that you know will keep you right. If you know, okay, this food provides is an anti-inflammatory kind of food, and we all know that lupus and autoimmunity come with inflammations. Oh, take it in moderation. Don't take too much. Because sometimes you tell people blueberries are good.
Mm.
You'll be as shocked at the amount that one person is taking at a go. It now turns out to not affect you instead of helping you.
Yeah.
Even taking too much water too is bad.
Yes.
So just eat right, eat in moderation, try and live a healthy lifestyle. Exercise. I know we have this, but I keep telling people, because when I say exercise, move your body. I'm not saying do what Safina do, because sometimes I think I'm over the top. Even on your bed, you can just stretch your arms, try and move your feet, just give it some mobility, even when it's in pain. Gently mobility, it helps. It helps. It's just like you park a car somewhere or any metal object and you don't move it, the rust comes in.
Mm.
So basically, just live life, eat healthy, eat the grains, don't eat it too much. Moderation, do everything in moderation. You should be fine.
Wow. Thank
Stay
you
away
so
from
much.
the sun as much as possible.
Oh, how do people in Nigeria manage that?
Mm.
That is hard. That is
So
hard.
if you're in Nigeria, if you're in a climate where it's really hot like that, try when you're going under the sun. Go under the sun when it's important, when you need to, but try to put on loose clothing. If you can wear sun hat, sunscreen. Sunscreen should be from maybe plus 50 and above.
Mm.
You know, just basically that. Use an umbrella if you can.
Mm.
You know, yeah, stuff like that, just to help yourself. Don't get the direct rays onto yourself. Basically,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Okay. EJ, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, is it to the herbal remedies? No,
Nothing else. Safinat mentioned something very profound, that whatever condition that you have in life, even if you don't have condition,
Yes.
that what help you to thrive or to be in a state of just survivor,
Yeah.
managing is your mindset.
Mm.
AJ, can you tell us, because I know she shared it briefly, can you tell us how you managed to build your mindset over the years
Mm.
despite this condition?
I think first it was the process of accepting that this lupus wasn't going anywhere. That I have lupus. Yeah. So I needed to understand that and accept that the the statement is not my portion wasn't going to cut it this time.
Yeah.
So for me to accept it, and then I needed to also ask for help and accept the help when it
Yeah.
was given. I needed to take my medications and be religious because I before my diagnosis, I do not like taking medications. You know, I'm one of those people that will take antibiotics whenever I feel the pain is gone. Might not finish the course of antibiotics and I would
Mm.
abandon the medication. But this one, I needed to live as much as I can. So with that came that adapting, to know that when I'm tired, I'm tired. I need to stop and I need to rest. When I have the energy, I'll do what I can. I'll function. I'll do everything that so I needed to adapt my situation to suit my health condition so that I'll have those pockets where I can function.
Mm.
Um, One, I also had a son. I have a son. Um, Things can get to the person at the point that I felt like, you know what, it might be better off for me if I slept and not wake up, that it will be better for my
Wow.
and my son to function better. There were days I felt that, you know,
Wow.
just lie down and, not let this. But then I think faith also played that role. Um, when I talk like, because I also come from a Catholic background, that we preach the cross a lot. We preach on the the part where Jesus says, "Carry the cross and follow me."
Mm.
So my mom raised me with this idea. You know what? Your pain, offer it up, so that offer it up as a prayer, so it doesn't go to waste. And this is our cross. So my mom made it also part of her cross, that this is also her cross to follow. That helped me. That idea that it's not a curse,
Mm-hmm.
has not abandoned me. That okay, this is my cross, and I can still live with this cross if I have God working with me. So that helped me a lot. That helped me to see, okay, I can't do this, but I can do this. So at
Mm.
the point, like there was a time for years I didn't work. Um, the only thing I could do, I started doing was I found that in my church that we didn't have like a youth group and there were older people. Then I was like, oh, well, how about starting a youth group? So I started that youth. We see pockets of things that we can do even when one part closes. So when you move to the UK, sometimes I came into the UK, the era where everyone was doing health and social care. There's no other career line for if you're an immigrant that is not health and social care. But with my illness, there was no way I was going to do health and social care because I needed to be lifted. So I can't. Can you hear me?
Sonia, are you trying to say something? I can hear you, EJ. I
Oh,
don't know if
okay.
Sonia can.
Can you hear?
Sonia, are you there?
Yeah. Okay. We can
Yeah.
hear you now.
But I can't see you. Let me pause it.
Really? I can see.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know where you stopped hearing what I was saying, but I think faith helped me adapt my faith process with the ideology of um it's my cross and I can carry it, but I'm not carrying it alone. And in this word, like God makes a way where there is no way. One
Mm,
door closes, another one opens. You know, when you watch the movie of if you watch Sound of Music, yeah,
mm,
you know when Maria was leaving the convent, I said the
Mm.
center way, and she looked at the cross and she said, when the Lord closes the door, somewhere he opens the window.
Mhm.
So the doors of every other thing felt closed in my life with lupus. But somehow he opened the window. It's like, church, okay, how about starting a youth group? Okay, let's start a youth. Once a week, I would go work with children, do activities with them. That was me functioning. Everyone that was doing something, helping, volunteering, and I had good jobs, social worker, teacher, blah, blah, blah. Everyone was doing. I was the only one that was, what do you do? I have lupus. Lupus was my profession. However, those little seeds are
yeah.
what has been planted to where I am now. And if I look back at those days, I would never think of what those things I would do for those young kids was just transforming my mind. Like, okay, you can do better. Something happened. Okay, gives you that um push, gives you that what would I call it? Positivity, gives you that optimism. Okay, maybe I can try this. Maybe no matter how little. when the door closes in one end, that doesn't mean life stops. Life might
Yeah.
stop for a while, it might pause for a while. Give it time. Somewhere a light will come and you follow that light. And sometimes, many times, it leads you in the direction that you never thought. You'd
Yeah.
never think in your wildest dreams that, oh, this is the path I would go. No. When I moved here, I was thinking, oh, HR, I want to be human resource, this. But when life stopped, I didn't have any dream. And that's when it starts. When you've lost everything, you're back to square one. That's when you start climbing again. So my faith, my family were very instrumental in my mindsets. It
Yeah.
was very helpful in my mindsets. Yeah.
And you missed one out, your ability to give. You
Oh,
gave those children your time.
Those children.
You gave them your time.
yeah.
And as you were giving them their time, as you were building them, God was also building you. In a way, they were also building you as well. You
Yes.
know. So, and it's actually one of the five keys of well-being given.
Yeah.
It's actually one of them. So thank you so much, IJ. Thank you so much, Safina. Like I always say in this podcast, we always share. IJ, I know you've already given in the other one, so you better start thinking of something else. Okay. What are the things that you do, Safina, to ensure that regardless whether life is life in, these are the things that help you to keep thriving authentically?
I'm speaking about myself now.
Yes.
Oh God, I love to dance.
Ah.
Love dancing. And I love to be a bit silly, cracking jokes. So I like to be around people that can take my jokes. It is one person that I would tease myself first in every situation and just laugh about issues. Even when I'm in pain, sometimes I like to make light of it sometimes. So it's easier for me, even though I'm really in pain. Yeah. So I do that.
Yeah.
What else? Exercising,
Oh.
shopping. I love. Sometimes I tell myself I think they've buried my kidneys in stores because I always would just want to go, even when I'm not really buying anything, even though it's window shopping. I just like to see things, look
Mm.
around, stuff like that. Yeah. So
Oh,
basically, some things I like doing, but dancing is number one.
oh, that is so
I'm
lovely.
a fantastic dancer. I don't even think that you see me.
She's good. No, but she's quite good in
Oh,
dancing.
I'm not.
She's been modest, right?
I
She's been
have
modest.
three dance steps which I hold so dearly. Yes. So, but for some reason, it keeps me going. I find myself just dancing if I just listen to music, and I'm happy. It makes me truly happy deep down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing.
Sorry,
Hi,
Sonia.
Joe. We are going to deep into yours again. So share us a new one.
The last time I can't remember. Um, I love a good laugh. Like I like to laugh and laugh at myself, just laugh at things. I think laughter heals. Laughter does a lot of things when you have people around you that make you laugh. And I like to make jokes, you know. Um, so if I have someone that makes me laugh, I'm really happy. So I have a group of people that will just talk, come, let's laugh, let me make you laugh, make me laugh, or that's great. And I like sleep.
Oh
Mm.
yes.
Sleep. I love sleep. So I don't get enough of it at night. So during the day, so it's just my go-to. I have my moments where I'm active, like exercise active, but then I don't register gyms because I just waste my money because I can
Mm.
go 1 week and the next 6 months I've not gone. But laughter, sleep, good food.
Mm.
Hey, you've made my
And we forgot to mention one, IJ, taking photographs of your food.
Hey, yes. Taking photographs of my food. Yes, I love that. Just take photograph. You know that I'm having fun.
That's savoring the moment, even though the food is gone into her stomach, but she's still savoring the food. Right. Thank you so much, ladies. I am very sure we are going to work together to give you some tips on how to set a GoFundMe so the people can listen and take action and support in one way or the other the best way we can. I will just keep sharing it in the episode to see how that is going to pick up for you guys. I really do hope things pick up. I know there are loads of good people out there. There are loads of kind people out there that are not waiting for just the government to help, but they just want to help fellow human being like themselves. Thank you so much, Safinat. Thank you, IJ, for coming. Thank you, everyone, for listening. For those of you that have been liking, we can see the following on YouTube is increasing gradually. If you can share with people, and if any of whatever we've shared has triggered you, please do reach out to see our best. We can support you. If you have questions, further questions for Safinat or IJ, please just send it to us.